Hello, Lord Stuart
No,
of Denon.
you don't need the accent. You don't need the accent, milady.
I still think of yogurt. Just saying.
Still think of what?
Yogurt.
Yogurt. What brings us here today?
Another week.
Part of our summer series.
Optimizing summer. So we can start thinking.
It's too bad WWE took SummerSlam. That'd be a good name for it. All right. So, along the themes of optimizing summer.
Yes.
The question I have is, when kids are little, pretty easy just to do whatever you want, right? Like, as our kids were little, we spent the past few years exclusively at the cabin, right?
Yep.
So I guess there's two parts to this. How do you make the most of that time when they don't have free will or the means to say no to you and do everything else? But I think realistically, the question is, now that we are broaching a period where our oldest has expressed a desire to do other things this summer, how do you compensate for that? How do you try and balance the family time that has become pretty critical outside of school and work with their desire to be off doing other stuff with their friends and not necessarily spending all full time?
You just let them go, I guess. Maya's easy because she can go drive.
Super easy. This is a great episode.
Well, yeah. I mean, but that's interesting because someone was just talking the other day. Oh, who was it? I feel like their kid was older. And they're like, I'm not going to let them drive by themselves to and from wherever it is that they're going. And I'm like, didn't occur to me not to let Maya drive to and from the cabin. So it's about a 3 to 4 hour drive. Are you okay with her driving by herself?
Yeah, because I know she's not going to, so I don't have to worry about it. She's already told me her travel plans.
Oh, what are her travels? See, I have no idea. I knew that she wanted to stay for Stampede.
Yeah.
Or maybe she was going to come back and forth with you, maybe.
That's the one.
Oh, okay.
So what she wants to do, because the way it works, just to provide some context, Caroline has built a practice that she can not be at for, well, we're really pushing the boundaries lately about going to the office, but over the summer, as soon as the kids are out of school, you guys leave full-time. You full-time at the lake. And we're exceptionally lucky, and it's been great. I, because of my jobs, typically have meetings and stuff in and out, and I come back and forth and keep an eye on the house and whatever's going on in the city. And then I spend, 4 days at the cabin, 3 days in the city. So she has said that she is going to leave her car here so that she has a means of getting around when she's in town and save her gas. She's very frugal about not spending her gas, wasting her gas.
She's always like, can we just take your car?
Totally. And then, just ride back with me on the days that I come back. So come back with me Monday night, come back up to the cabin Thursdays. What's really going to become interesting to me is that's not going to coordinate well with her friends' schedules.
Yeah.
Right?
Because they're going to be wanting to hang out on the weekend.
Exactly. So I have a feeling that that's actually going to flip a bit, and she's going to want to be here on the weekends. Right. And then it's, well, how frequently are we okay with her being here on the weekends without us? Mm-hmm. Right. How many times do I need to change my schedule so I'm here on the weekends just in case? Right. Like if she's going to Stampede, someone should probably be in the same city as her just in case.
Grandma's here.
Yeah. Grandma's a lightning response team. I love her. But Mom, if you're listening to this, please don't take it personal. I wouldn't call her the rapid response that I would want should my kid be in trouble.
Better than me.
Again, wasn't looking for you to be rapid. Listen, I only trust one person with making it from point A to point B in a very quick amount of time when stuff's going on, and that's this guy that the two thumbs are pointing at.
Oh yeah, who was late 40 minutes picking up their daughter from sleepover today.
Who didn't bother to check the times until I said, hey, when should we be picking up Willow from this sleepover?
Yeah, I thought it was noon. Nope, it was 10 o'clock.
Maybe that's a different one. How do we optimize our own inability to adult well? So I guess, how do you handle the logistics of it, I guess? I mean, I don't think there's one specific way, but it's not going to be smooth, right? It's not going to be the cadence we're used to. So how do we deal with it?
Yeah.
How do you prepare yourself for that?
Well, I think, and it's going to, differ on the ages because it is younger, or I mean, with younger, there's different ideas, but I still think even when they're younger, giving them the option, like I love the idea and it depends if you're working or not, but giving kids a day where it's their plan, right? Like if we go to the zoo, I mean, if you need to put budgetary restrictions on, then that's totally fine. But giving them some leeway too, and how we're going to fill the day, I think is good. And same thing here. I think there might be some pre-planning, like I loosely know that Maya wants to go. We always go to the Philberg or whatever, yeah, something like that festival on the island in Comox. So we'll be going there. So I think it's and it might be week by week. I think if we were in town, it could be day by day.
Mm-hmm.
Based on, because I still have to work, like I'm still at the cabin, I'm still working because I'm teaching all summer still.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be hard when it's just me and Willow and I have to work and there's no sister there to entertain her. So that might be a consideration, but yeah, otherwise it might be a week by week and what are the circumstances and things like that. So what's the difference between Stampede, like her being here alone during Stampede versus her being here alone another part of the summer?
Stampede introduces risks that are you can't really foresee, right? She's at an age where she looks older than she is if she dresses up and goes out, right? And I would say that I've been to enough Stampede parties that I've seen the decisions and the thought process of a lot of people. And I'm not worried about her. I'm worried about others.
She's not going to Stampede parties. She's going down to like the main way where there's games and food, and it's not parties that she's going to.
Have you not walked past Nashville North accidentally? Have you not walked past the Coca-Cola stage when it's the later show, right? Have you like taken the train in the evening to get to and from the Stampede grounds? You know what I mean? Like there are situations that she can't control. And yeah, it's not like the Midway is this awful place, but there are people there that treat Stampede as a no rules kind of endeavor.
Yeah.
And I would just want to make sure that should something happen or she needs to get out of there quickly for whatever reason, she knows she's got someone close that's only 10, 15 minutes away. Right. That's all.
That makes sense. Right. Yeah.
During the week, like during a non-Stampede, I know what she's going to do. I know exactly what she's going to do. She's going to stay in her room, come up occasionally and eat stuff that we told her not to eat, and then leave the empty boxes in the pantry and then go back to her room and then disappear to go see her friends when her friends are off work and sit around their place or maybe go to a party here and there, whatever. So I'm not worried about the normal stuff, right? Like her normal stuff is fairly easygoing, right? But Stampede is a gong show, right? Stampede, I've seen fully grown adults ruin their lives because of the decisions they make. You know what I mean? So, and she's never, when was the last time she went?
Probably when she was 3 or 4.
Right. And had parents around her and only went to the kiddie stuff?
Obviously went and saw Barney. Or no, it wasn't Barney. It was Sesame Street characters.
Right.
Like the pink one.
So we're going to airdrop her in there as a 16-year-old with a bunch of other 16-year-olds and go, hey, it's not going to be what you remember. So good luck. Yeah. Right. That's all.
Because I've always hated Stampede. When I was a teenager, I loved it. But yeah, she's not had any experience of it. Not going by herself, not going older than 4. Yeah.
Right. And so, and I mean.
But she's also like realizing it's very expensive. So she might not. She's very frugal. So.
She's cheap. She's not frugal. She's cheap. She'll spend our money.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing, right? Like to me, it seems like there's enough there's unknown variables at Stampede that I think someone should be close enough to help. Yeah. That's all. Not that I distrust her, not that I, there's tons of rules around it. She's got fairly good common sense, but it's going to fall on a Friday night or a Saturday night that all her friends are going to go to Stampede. Well, that's going to mess with our vibe, right? Yeah.
And she does look older. Weren't you the one in Montreal and they brought her beer and you allowed that to happen?
Yeah.
Probably because she was with you.
But I mean, Montreal is where it really first set in for me, right? Because we went out as the team, all went out, and all the girls dressed up, right? It was a night out. And we went to a place where there was the kids couldn't come in because it was the lounge part, essentially. But we could see them. Like, there was no separation. So they had their own tables and were kind of chilling and doing their own thing. And then all the parents were in the plus 18 plus side. But looking at them all, she's a 5'6".
No, like 5'8".
5'8", redhead in a tight black mini skirt with a leather jacket on, standing in the middle of downtown Montreal.
Didn't you have cowboy boots or something too?
That was a different outfit.
Oh, okay.
But then that's when it hit me. I'm like, oh, that's not good. Like, that's not good at all. Because there's going to be guys that don't realize how young she is and whatever, right? So this is really going off the whole scheduling, but it does introduce that component of, I trust her. She didn't do anything dumb, right? But until you have those experiences, you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really curious to see what this summer becomes, because it's not going to be the usual sitting around doing whatever, right?
Well, I think, so one of my questions kind of ties into what I'm going to say. So I'll just not ask my other question, because I think this will be good. I mean, I know, and we've talked about this before on the podcast, where a weekend would go by or a long weekend would go by. We haven't really made a plan, right? Yeah. And that can happen. The summer's going to go by really fast. So I think it would be great, even if, like, for us and for the listener, we all get Post-it notes and we write down everything that we want to do, everything that we hope, this summer is going to look like, right? And then Post-it notes, we just add to the stack. So it doesn't have to be a sit one and done. Just keep adding to that, so this will be early enough. You've got a couple of weeks anyways. So just keep adding to that and then plug it in. Take those Post-it notes and put it into the calendar. And I put Post-it notes so that you can move things around and you've got that visual thing so that you can see if there are things like camps. And a lot of, for some families, this won't even really be relevant because they do just have camps, but then you'll have your weekends. So what do you want your weekends to look like? How can we optimize that time with our kids, right? And as a family, because otherwise, if we don't make a plan, then it's going to be 2:00 and the day is over and we're back to work on Monday or something like that, right? Or we didn't realize we're on computers or whatever it is. So being intentional. So planning out that summer, even loosely, that's why I like Post-its, because you can move things. But for sure, the night before, the next day, you see, okay, what's the plan? I'm working 9 to 4, but let's go for a walk. Let's go for a bike ride. Let's go throw a Frisbee or just something, right? Or just, Luke, it's between 6 and 8, it's your time to choose a family activity, right? So everybody can be responsible. So it's not always on parents. And it's a good thing for kids to figure out, how do we fill that time too? Yeah. So that would be, I think, something that would be helpful. And then I like the idea of everybody contributing to what that summer is going to look like, because if it's always parents and it's things that kids don't want to do, right? Like, I don't want to go golfing, but if they know, okay, that's just one day out of the 4 potential days that we have, and we rotate and things like that, there's something that they're going to be interested in as well. And then just looking, I guess we'll just be flexible, like maybe there is a time where we all come home to accommodate something, that Maya wants to do, or you just don't come home that weekend or whatever it is. Right. So
I think, this is unique specifically to us, but the real logistics is going to be, if we make those decisions on the fly to all come home, how's that going to work? Because you hate driving on your own. Yeah. But it's a 2-car endeavor. So how does the caravan work?
Does it have to be a 2-car endeavor? It doesn't have to be a 2-car endeavor. No, it doesn't. Sure does. We can all fit in 1 car.
And the dogs?
Yes.
And all the stuff?
Yes. We totally can. There's no reason that we need 2 cars. That's usually the big debate. I usually don't come back to town because I don't want to drive. But we can do it.
Yeah, I love it. We can do it as long as you drive me. Is what you're saying. We can do it. No, I think you're right. I like the idea of everybody having a say, because part of what I struggle with a lot of the time is, you'll look the kids in the eye. What do you want to do today? What do you want to do this weekend? We better make a plan. What's going to happen? And if we don't hold them to it, inevitably, one of them goes, well, I wanted to blah, blah, blah on Sunday night.
Yeah.
Dude, that was a Thursday conversation, not a Sunday wine, right? So getting ahead of that, right? And getting them to, I think part of it for our girls is get them to spend some time thinking of things or looking for things to do. Because if you just put them on the spot saying, what do you want to do? Well, I don't know, right?
Yeah.
So really get them to go, well, look, right? Like see if there's something going on in the States, right? We can drive down to Idaho or see if Montana or whatever it is, direct them in a way to go look for something and then it force them to come back, hold them to 1 to 3 ideas or something, right? Because otherwise you'll never get anything tangible.
Yeah. And giving them the specific day as well, like this day or this night or this couple of hours, like even
we're going to have time here. What do you want to do? Yeah. Cause I think we've been lucky. Like we were able to find stuff that will run into Fernie or something's going on in Cranbrook or, there's something around the cabin, but that might not be what they want to do and for whatever other reason. So I think that to me is one of the bigger pieces as well. Is I like the Post-it note idea. I like the ability to move stuff around as things change. So you're not really pinned to it, but you do have to have accountability on them to take some ownership of what is it that you want to do to pass your time. Right. And maybe some days, we are just going to sit around and read because it's a rainy day and that's all you want to do. But otherwise it lets them off the hook and of never having to say something and then complaining that nothing ever happens. Right.
And it's okay. This kind of ties back into my question from last week's topic, just around, it's okay to not schedule every single second of the day. Like they need downtime. They need to be bored. And that's not our responsibility. That's a great skill for them to learn. And so watch out for overscheduling as well. But I think it's just important that we're still coming together and we're still doing things as a family, but also having that flexibility. Like, we enjoy downtime too. Mm-hmm. But it is hard because even this weekend, it's almost done. We've not really done much. And it's different if the expectation is it's a chill day. Yeah. We're just going to sit in and read. But it's the waiting around, right? And that's and that's what I find hard because then I'm not really doing anything. I'm not really engaging I'm not really picking up a book. I'm not really starting to paint just in case somebody wants to do something or feeling the pressure of we should go do something, right? It's a beautiful day outside. We should go and do. And so that waiting around for me is a killer because so I think, again, that's why the night before setting that intention, what does the plan look like for tomorrow? What are the expectations? What needs to be done? What do we want to get done? So that there isn't. That's why I always thought you used to travel a lot with work and I enjoyed it. Not because you were gone, not at all because you're no. It's not because you're gone, I know. But it's because I didn't have to sit around and or not even sit around, wait to try to figure out what to do. I just knew you weren't there. The kids were always smaller. So I just made a plan and we would go and do, right? So it's that's
always fascinated with me about that. Why is that different when I'm home?
Well, because you usually have stuff you got to run to the dump.
But that's space filler stuff.
I suppose.
It's always just busy work, right?
Well, and you don't like doing the stuff that I like to do.
But I always say I'll do whatever.
Yeah.
Part of it for me is I'm not an idea guy, but I'll go along with pretty much anything. Yeah. Right.
But then part of it too is I want somebody else to plan the day.
Totally.
So that's another
So we're kind of at a stalemate then.
I guess so.
Interesting insight.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny. I function differently when you're not around.
Yeah. Part of me wonders why. Because I'm always if you said, hey, this is what I want to do today. All right, cool. Let's go. But it never happens.
Well, and because it's usually always a fight, not necessarily with you, but even for the Mother's Day makeup day, because we weren't together for Mother's Day, we made a makeup day and I heard them whining. I heard when you went and woke up Maya and she was all upset, and I heard Willow, I heard they brought a brave face to me, but I heard all the upset, right? That they had to go on this stupid hike. And then even the pictures, I was looking through pictures. I thought there was a beautiful picture that I was taking with Maya and I with the mountains. And I'm looking at the camera smiling and she's totally got turned completely around.
Yeah.
I don't even know how I didn't notice that.
Yeah, there's a few parts about that day that were really interesting, actually. This is totally not the topic I thought we'd go on, but I prepped for that day all week. We're going. We know we're going. I want you guys to be happy to spend time with mom. This is what she loves to do. She needs to get out of the house and get into nature because she's been busy. Like every single day in the hopes of waking up and they go, yeah, we're going to go hiking today. And it never landed. And then it was so funny, man. What really got me was we got home and Willow went and started making dinner. I'm like, perfect. Caroline can chill. Right. And you came in because you were going to do something. You're going to make something else anyways. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Willow is still making dinner so we can have a nice dinner. And then I went away and I came back 20 minutes later and you were making dinner. And I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, I was very annoyed.
I know. Like, what the hell is going on? Like, this wasn't the thing. And then I went to the kids and I'm like, what just happened? What do you mean? And I'm looking at them. I'm like, who made dinner tonight? Well, mom. I'm like, what day is today? And it's like, they had zero comprehension. I'm like, are you guys serious? Like, I got to guide you through every step that you can't think this through. And I was super annoyed because had I known that's what was going to happen, I would have just done it myself to make sure that you didn't, right? Because then I can force you to be like, no, go read. Yeah,
Well, and it's just planning, right? Like everything, nothing is really planned.
I should have planned it out better.
That's usually, and so, yeah, just planning for everything, like not even just that, but otherwise things do go sideways. So, but anyway, that's why I think, right? Because I don't say anymore because I just know if I had my way, I'd be in the mountains every single weekend, So, and but I do think getting on offense, that's what we need to do, in anything, whether it's planning our time, managing behaviors, managing screens, any issue that you're running into, it's about getting on offense. Stop reacting all the time. Stop complaining all the time. What are we going to do? I mean, use those opportunities when things go sideways, but then, okay, what did we learn from this? And how are we going to do a little bit better? Because the summer is going to slip by and another year is going to slip by and another summer. And then all of a sudden you're empty nesters. Woohoo! And you can do whatever you want. But you know what I mean? Like, I think, like, I'm realizing I really want to cut back this upcoming year. And we're going to have a back to school series, success with back to school. But just because I might only have one more year with Maya left.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. But that's what I would say for the, managing everybody's expectations and maybe differences in what they want to do. And I think actually on that note too, I don't know if I've talked about this before, but, oftentimes we'll have kids, like the little guy who's not very athletic, who hates gym class because they always at the end of gym class will play something like dodgeball, right? And he's always hit in the face. He's just always the slowest kid. Like it's just miserable every single time. So he's never going to want, that's the kind of kid who's never going to want to move, doesn't enjoy gym, just becomes a couch potato because just, it starts to internalize. So I wonder if in those activities where kids just inherently hate them, if there's something that they can still be involved, but in their own way. So the example that I often give is Cirque du Soleil. I don't know if they still do this, but before they were bought out, like when the original owners were still in Quebec, that was kind of their main headquarters.
Yeah.
They had their big training place where they would let schools come in, right? And try different things out. But every child could pick what they wanted to do. So some would do trapeze, some would do the silks, some like that one little guy, maybe he was in the corner by himself juggling.
Yeah.
So looking at what is it? So if you go golfing, maybe you've got someone who does putting, who's an amazing putter, or driving the cart if you get a cart. So maybe if they hate golfing, what's their role? Maybe they could do the playlist. I don't know. Just finding something that they can do, but still partake, right? I think that that's important as well, because sometimes we do just I think that goes to something that we've talked about before,
Yeah.
just creating a different positive energy around things.
Yeah.
So, maybe the hike with the girls, we could have, what we used to do when they were little is we had a point system. So every time they complained, parents got a point. And every time they were like, oh, look at that beautiful flower, they found something beautiful in nature, or just something, to acknowledge that they, were not complaining, I guess.
The best thing about that was always when they knew they were behind on points really close to the end, and the stuff they would make up to try and get points.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Look at that rock. It's weird shape. Isn't it so cool?
Oh, come here, Willow. Let me show you this thing. And then they'd have to act like they were cooperating.
Yeah.
That always made me laugh.
But it was awesome because it always turned our hikes around.
Yeah.
But they did, because now it was shifting their attention away from the sucks to now they actually were looking out for things.
Yeah.
And it just shifts the mindset a little bit, right? And so even those kinds of things can be really helpful, right? And maybe it is a precursor talk. Okay, we're going to go hiking. I know it's not everybody's favorite thing. What can we do to make this awesome for everybody?
Yeah.
And if you have to have a point system and a reward later, like go for ice cream after or something like that, then that's totally fine. That'd be my only other thing to add there.
All right.
Cool beans.
Cool beans, man.
Awesome.
That works.